behind closed doors, in secret, away from public view or scrutiny, privately or confidentially, typically involving discussions or decisions that are not shared with the public. The negotiations took place behind closed doors, away from the media spotlight. The government's decision-making process is often criticized for taking place behind closed doors, leading to mistrust and speculation. The deal was brokered behind closed doors, with only a select few aware of the details. Critics argue that important decisions are often made behind closed doors, without transparency or accountability. The committee met behind closed doors to discuss sensitive issues related to national security. In the red, operating at a financial loss, having more expenses than income, having a negative balance or deficit, typically referring to budgetary or financial accounts. The city's budget is in the red, prompting officials to cut spending on public services and infrastructure. Despite efforts to reduce expenses, the organization remains in the red, facing financial challenges. The country's economy is in the red due to overspending and high debt. The company has been in the red for several quarters, struggling to turn a profit. Many small businesses are currently in the red due to the economic downturn caused by the pandemic. Pass the buck. To shift responsibility or blame to someone else. To avoid taking responsibility for a decision or action. To delegate a task or duty to another person, often in order to avoid dealing with it oneself. Politicians often pass the buck when faced with difficult questions or controversies. The manager passed the buck to her assistant when asked about the project's delays. Instead of addressing the issue directly, he passed the buck to his subordinates, expecting them to resolve it. The CEO refused to take responsibility for the company's failures and instead passed the buck to lower-level employees. It's easy to pass the buck, but true leaders take ownership of their decisions and actions. In the hot seat, in a position of intense pressure, scrutiny, or responsibility, often due to facing difficult questions or challenges. Being the focus of attention or criticism, especially in a public or high-stakes situation. The government official was in the hot seat during the congressional hearing, facing tough questioning from lawmakers. The athlete was in the hot seat during the championship game, with the game-winning shot resting on his shoulders. The politician was in the hot seat during the televised debate, facing scrutiny from opponents and the media. The manager was in the hot seat after the project failed to meet its deadlines, having to explain the delays to senior leadership. The CEO found herself in the hot seat during the shareholder meeting, fielding tough questions about the company's performance. Rule with an iron fist. To govern or lead with strictness, authoritarianism, or uncompromising control. To enforce rules or policies with severity or harshness, often using force or intimidation. The dictator ruled with an iron fist, suppressing dissent and opposition with brutal force. The monarch ruled the kingdom with an iron fist, maintaining control through fear and oppression. The CEO ruled the company with an iron fist, micromanaging every aspect of operations. The principal ruled the school with an iron fist, imposing strict rules and punishments for disobedience. The coach ruled the team with an iron fist, demanding discipline and dedication from every player. On the same page. In agreement or harmony with someone else, sharing the same understanding or perspective, working together towards a common goal or objective, having aligned interests or intentions. The success of the project depended on everyone being on the same page, following the same strategy. It's important for the members of the committee to be on the same page regarding the proposed changes. The political parties were not on the same page regarding the proposed legislation, leading to gridlock in Congress. The team members met regularly to ensure they were all on the same page regarding project timelines and milestones. The key stakeholders need to be on the same page before moving forward with the merger negotiations. Up in the air. Uncertain or unresolved. Not yet decided or finalized. In a state of flux or uncertainty. Subject to change or revision. With so many variables at play, the success of the venture was up in the air, leaving investors anxious. The future of the project is still up in the air, pending approval from the funding committee. The company's restructuring plans left many employees feeling uncertain about their jobs. Everything was up in the air. The timeline for the project was up in the air due to unforeseen delays in procurement. The outcome of the negotiations remained up in the air, with both parties unable to reach a consensus. Cut through red tape. To navigate bureaucracy or administrative procedures efficiently, often by finding shortcuts or alternative methods. To expedite or streamline processes by bypassing unnecessary or excessive formalities or regulations. The consultant was hired to help the company cut through red tape and obtain the necessary permits for the construction project. The entrepreneur's ability to cut through red tape and secure funding quickly gave her startup a competitive edge. The nonprofit organization worked tirelessly to cut through red tape and deliver aid to communities affected by the natural disaster. The new software system was designed to cut through red tape and automate tedious administrative tasks. The government implemented reforms to cut through red tape and reduce delays in obtaining business licenses. A level playing field. A situation or environment where everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed. Fair and impartial conditions. A state of equality or balance, where no individual or group has an unfair advantage over others. The organization advocated for policies that would create a level playing field for marginalized communities, addressing systemic barriers to opportunity. The athlete praised the league for striving to maintain a level playing field, enforcing strict rules against doping and cheating. The company implemented policies to create a level playing field for employees, regardless of their background or experience. The government's role is to ensure a level playing field for businesses, promoting competition and innovation. Access to education is essential for creating a level playing field, giving all children the opportunity to reach their full potential. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.